Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, we're doing something a little different today. We are at Callaway Gardens in Georgia. These guys, Belle Isle, are having me down making cocktails for a couple events. If you guys haven't had Belle Isle, they make some really great moonshine. They do an 80 proof, 100 proof, Ruby Red, which we used yesterday, and Honey Habanero, which we used today for a cocktail. And then a cold brew coffee moonshine as well. So it's really, really good stuff. Check them out. Just a disclaimer, they're not sponsoring this video. I just wanted to give you the reason why we're down here. So I want to talk about batching cocktails, whether it be for competitions, big events like this, really just batching cocktails in general. When to batch, what scenario you would batch for, what ingredients can be batched, what ingredients can't be batched. So when I think about batching cocktails, I always keep, I figure out the recipe that I want to use, make that in a big batch, and typically we like to batch with citrus-based stuff. I think it works a little bit better when we're using citrus. We use grapefruit, we use lime, because honestly, I think that both of those taste better the next day than they do fresh. I know that people will probably think I'm an idiot for saying that, but try doing it yourself. Juice it that day. It's super acidic that day. It still has some decent flavor, but I think the flavor matures and develops a little bit after 24 hours. So we always like to juice when we're batching 24 hours in advance. We typically stay away from batching with lemon for big events because I think lemon is best day of, and honestly, I mean, even 15 minutes, lemon starts to turn, but obviously that's not practical for a restaurant. So we just don't batch anything with lemon juice because the next day lemon has turned super, super acidic. Um, so we shy away from using lemon juice. We always try to use cocktails that have lime juice in it, have grapefruit juice in them. Sugar's another important component, right? Sugar's a natural preservative, so it's important to have sugar in whatever you're batching. If there is citrus in it, the sugar will preserve it. Alcohol is also a preservative as well, so we like to batch with alcohol ahead of time if possible. I know that some venues you go to, they have to have the alcohol there because of liquor laws, so if that's the case, you just have to do a case-by-case basis with that. So we like to make a big batch, get it all ready ahead of time. And typically, what we will do is most of the events that we do or the competitions that we do, um, we're really looking at serving 2 ounce portions of it, right? So we bring shakers, and in a shaker, you can serve roughly 3 cocktails, right? If your cocktail is 6 ounces, that's like 3.5 portions per cocktail that you're putting in there, right? If you can fit 3 cocktails, then you're looking at 10 or 11 drinks per shaker. You're running 2 shakers. You can do 20 to 30 samples at a time. So it's super easy. Even if there's big lines, if you got 2 shakers going, you can knock out lines in a hurry. One of the things that I don't think that we want to batch ahead of time is fresh herbs. If you've ever put herbs in alcohol for any extended period of time, you'll notice them brown really quickly and start to turn kind of bitter, tannic. So the herbs we always keep on ice and we add to order, shake, and then strain the herbs out. And again, we are shaking 2 orders. I think that's something that's important for us to do. If you do have a competition as well, typically at a competition you'll have to make 2, 3, whatever, 5 for the judges. If I was in that scenario, and I've been in that scenario before, I always separate out the ingredients for that specifically, knowing how many I need ahead of time. So let's say I need 5, I separate it out a little bit more juice than I need, a little bit more spirit, a little bit more sugar, mixer, whatever you happen to be using, so that I can make those fresh, so that they're exactly how I intend for them to be. Another important tip that I think a lot of people don't think about when batching is, let's say you're sweetening it with a lemon oleosaccharum or lime oleosaccharum, and you're using lime juice as your acid. Keep, if you have a 20 quart container with booze in it, keep a quart or 2 of lime juice and a quart or 2 of whatever your sweetener is, so that when you're there the day of, right, mix it up, shake it, you taste it. I mean, the flavors are definitely going to change a little bit over time, so it's important to have it exactly where you want it to be, right? You've tasted this cocktail, you know exactly what it's supposed to taste like. That way you can adjust day of. If you say, okay, it's a little bit sweeter than I thought it was going to be, the flavors have kind of done this or that, you can add citrus or sugar and you can actually adjust exactly how you want it to be. So the cocktail we did yesterday was grapefruit moonshine, raspberry, lime oleo, mint, and Serrano. Super straightforward cocktail, right? We're in Georgia. Where are we? Callaway Gardens? Where's Callaway Gardens? Pine Mountain, Georgia. Pine Mountain, Georgia. Middle of nowhere, Georgia, right? Am I going to bring some cocktail with oat smoked bitters and Peruvian coconut sap liqueur? No, I'm bringing a cocktail that everyone identifies with. The most obscure ingredient in there is serrano peppers, right? So we batched all of that Thursday night. We got everything ready Thursday night. I brought extra citrus, extra lime oleo with me. We shake it before everyone gets there. We taste it. That particular one turned out perfectly fine. I didn't need to make any adjustments to it. It was super straightforward. We shook it. Everyone loved it. It was fantastic. Today, if you guys have seen the Irrational video, we did the Irrational. Instead of gin, we used the Honey Habanero Moonshine. I got there, so we batched that one Thursday as well, right? We weren't going to have the capability to take a juicer with us. Juice, I think it was a combined 12 quarts of citrus. I wasn't doing that here. So we batched it Thursday. Come Saturday, I pour all the booze in it because the venue had the booze. We couldn't get the booze ahead of time. I batch it out, stir it up, shake one up. It's a little bit more sugar than I think, so slowly add lime juice to it, shake it again, and get it exactly where we want it. And that right there, I would hate for someone to go to a competition, have this batched out cocktail, and it not be exactly how they envision it. So that's why you would want to bring the extra citrus or sugar with you to get everything exactly how you want it. So if you guys have any questions about batching cocktails ahead of time, whether it be stirred, shaken, what have you, please leave those in the comments. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. And don't forget, check out Belle Isle. Their stuff is seriously really, really tasty. It's on our menu right now at the restaurant. That's how much I believe in it. I wouldn't have come down here. I like money, but I'm not going to sacrifice my principles to represent something that I don't believe in. So, thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe.